Oh, hey, happy Firearms Friday. Honestly, I have spent most of my week dealing with the aftermath of the election, particularly Proposition or State Question 788, and answering emails about how it is going to affect your Second Amendment rights. For instance, here's Frank who says, Lee, you are deliberately misleading the public. I voted for Proposition 788, support the benefits of medical marijuana, and down at the bottom of the ballot it said, by state statute, it will not affect your Second Amendment rights. I beg to differ, Frank, because there are U.S. statutes that will impede your right to carry arms if you are also carrying marijuana. I get into it today with Robert Robles, who is a lawyer with our good friends at U.S. Law Shield, and literally wrote the book on Oklahoma carry law. Make sure to join me for the radio version of Firearms Friday and the podcast that will follow on this webpage. Because I spent so much time on web and sending and receiving and dealing with this issue, I didn't get a chance to get out to the range. But the person who did is our good friend and one of my coaches, David the Marine.
Let me see your war face. You got a war face? Ah!
Hey, Lee. You are missing a beautiful day out at the range. I don't know if you hear that cardinal in the tree over there. Because we have 4th of July just around the corner, we thought it'd be a good idea to explore the concept of freedom guns. But first, let's talk about what a freedom gun is not. This is a 1860 cap and ball replica revolver. It loads with loose powder and a ball, and you have to put the percussion cap on the end there for every chamber, and you have to do that each time. And a single action, got to pull the trigger, cock the hammer, then pull the trigger for 6 shots, and then it's going to take you 2-3 minutes to reload it. This is good recreational gun, and we will use it to reenact Wild Bill Hickok's 75-yard shot on Dave Tutt, but that day is not this day. This is not a freedom gun. This is a Smith & Wesson J-frame model 442 5-shot 38 special. It holds 5, and this is good from 0 to maybe, most people can't hit much past 15 yards with it. Some people even less than that. But is it a good personal protection, close range gun? But it is not a freedom gun. A Glock 19 9mm holds 15 in one for 16 in the gun. You got the capacity, that's good. You have a good size, small enough to conceal, yet large enough to shoot well. Most people can shoot well with this out to 25 yards. Some people can shoot well out to 50 yards with it, and some even can go out to 100 yards. But it's a 9mm at 100 yards. It's not going to impress too many people. Let's talk about what a freedom gun is. A freedom gun is a firearm that allows you to successfully engage the enemy from 0 to 500 meters. Now, who that enemy may be, it could be a mob of armed looters coming down your street. It could be an invading army. It could be anybody. And no rifle does it better than the AR-15. Combine the Glock 19 with an AR-15, you have quite a pair of freedom guns. Let's check them out. The Ring of Freedom. And that's why the AR-15 makes a good freedom gun. Or also, you could call it a tool of liberty. In 1939, United States versus Miller, the Supreme Court held that the guns protected by the Second Amendment were the same type of guns in common use at the time and used by the military. Well, that would be the AR-15. In 2008, we just celebrated the 10th year anniversary of DC versus Heller, where the Supreme Court held that firearm ownership is an individual right, not a state right, not a collective right, an individual right. And that's why we say here at Firearms Friday,
Guns for everybody.